Hello, everyone. Welcome to our exclusive webinar on University Career Ready with LanguageCert today. And we would like to thank you for your time that you allocated for this particular webinar. And today we have actually Atatürk University with us in collaboration to deliver this very informative webinar for you. And I just would like to introduce you to our presenters, to today's presenters. We've got Liam Winter with us. He is the Deputy Vice President for Commercials at LanguageCert. Myself, I am the head for the Middle East and Africa at the LanguageCert, and we've got Cengizhan Akta representing Atatürk University, and Monica from the academic team who will provide her insights. And today in our webinar, we will cover these topics. A quick introduction and overview of PeopleCert and LanguageCert, how these certifications and assessments can actually help you. And I will present LanguageCert in your international journey for academic and professional success, covering also, the UK and Australia visa applications and how our exams, our English language tests actually meet those visa application requirements. We will also hear from Cengizhan Hocam to know their insights from Atatürk University, and we have also academic insights from Monica for the test takers and the universities. So with that, I just would like to hand over to Mr. Liam Wind, who will provide you an introduction and overview for LanguageCert and PeopleCert. Hi, Liam.
Okay, thanks very much, Ozzy. Good afternoon. Günaydın, which is about the extent of my Turkish. But a few different parts of the day. But I have to say that I was fortunate enough in the previous company I was working with to go to Turkey quite often between 2014 and 2019. So I know Turkey reasonably well, so I had that advantage, and I was very interested in the chance to take part in this webinar today. So my name is Liam. I'm the Deputy Vice President for Commercial, which means basically, covering the whole kind of strategy for LanguageCert, for its product strategy, and then working with the business development teams, with the recognition teams, how we work around the world, and as well as having the overall responsibility for the LanguageCert product, I have specific responsibility for the Europe, Middle East, and Africa regions, UK, and Africa. So what I want to do is just give you a quick overview. I think just to say before I talk about PeopleCert, that PeopleCert has quite a, as you'll see in a moment, it has a very wide range of activities. And what we're saying here, that what brings them together is the various things, the career, education, things that will impact on people's lives. So if we take a look at the next slide, we can see, and sorry, the next one, going forward. I think the overview, thanks a lot. So PeopleCert, which was founded in 2000, has expanded to quite a wide range of activities. So it was mostly involved in certifications regarding information technology, product and program management. And this has been very much, and Ozzy will look in more detail at the specific products that we offer, but PeopleCert was involved in these products in different levels, different ways, initially in Greece and then internationally for some time. And then as we've grown, we've looked to expand our reach, expand the products that we're offering, including languages, obviously. But it's still very much about the mission there is very much about best practice enhanced, enshrined in frameworks and certifications that enable people to prove what they can do in different areas. The core values are fundamental, I think, and we try to keep to those as much as possible in terms of how we work and what we offer. And ESG, for those of you not familiar, it means environment, social, and governance. And again, this is very important to us as an organization. You can see there the scope of the organization in terms of years, the number of countries we work in, the number of companies we're involved with, and the size of the organization. I think, and as you can see a bit more in the next slide, we'll look at for languages, in particular regarding languages, as you will all know, recognition is fundamental. So in certifications, things like IT technology, product management, the industry itself contains its own sort of own recognition. People are familiar with the products. They're taken up by companies to a certain extent. But for languages in particular, then recognition is fundamental. People started working with languages or formed LanguageCert in 2015. And then through various things, it picked up momentum over those years up to 2018, 2020, and particularly from 2020, when we were able to offer UK VI CELTA exams. And also in 2020, a key thing affecting our growth was that we were able to offer online exams because were already offering those exams for information technology and for product management. So therefore we could switch fairly quickly. So languages is a more recent story. It's in 2015, and in particular, as I say, from 2020. It's fundamental for languages that the exams are recognized. Obviously, as we said at the beginning, it's all about, helping people, learn and educate, and also show what you have learned and how you can perform. So certification is fundamental, and for languages, no one is obviously going to take a certification unless it has some sort of recognition value and gets you somewhere. And everyone who's looking to take a qualification, normally, unless it's purely intrinsic personal motivation, it's invariably about showing what you can do, in this case with languages, and how that can help you progress what you want to do with your life. So recognition for us is fundamental. Ofqual in the UK and qualifications Wales are fundamental for us. And then we've built up over the last 10 years an extensive portfolio of higher education institutions, which we'll look at a bit later. And as I say, from 2020, we're one of only 4 exam boards recognised for providing UK VI CELTA exams in the UK, and one of only 4 providers in the rest of the world. And since August last year, 2025, where are we? We are now added to the list of those exams recognised for people applying for visas as part of the immigration process to Australia, and people wishing to go and study in Australia. So these are 2 fundamental recognitions for not just study, but for migration purposes. And obviously, beyond that, we have an extensive level of recognition for higher education institutions. Another fundamental thing is, as a language testing body, that we are members of key institutions for language assessment and for language teaching. And we collaborate. Language certification is never separate from learning or teaching. And therefore it's important that, you're testing what people are learning, and therefore it needs to be an ongoing process working with teaching organizations and those offering learning. So I think that covers more or less who we are. And now Ozzy is going to take you into more detail to cover our product offer.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Liam.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for this really comprehensive overview and introduction for PeopleCert and LanguageCert. And here in my section, I really just wanted to sort of like share with you what the options are for professionals, learners, especially in Turkey, for their international journey for academic and professional success, really. Myself, I used to be an international student myself at some point in the UK, and then working also in the UK as well for many years. I can only sort of like be a live sort of like case here to sort of like share with you also my experience. If you want, after the webinar, we can talk about this. But it is really evidence that these skills and these certifications play a key role in your international plans, actually. As Liam just explained, I am sort of covering the Middle East and Africa region at LanguageCert, and including Turkey. So especially for universities and partners, I can be your point of contact and provide you more information about the options available for you. So enhancing career readiness with LanguageCert, and the key word here is to be ready, and to be ready, especially in a world like we live in now, is truly great challenge. I mean, 5 years ago, we would think that certain professions play a key role and this provides great opportunities. But now, especially with the sort of like challenges from AI, this is no longer the case. And maybe 5 years later, the professions that we think are really interesting might not even exist anymore. So what is really important, though, is that still many universities and employers are looking for key skills that are still in demand in today's workplace, regardless of the profession, actually. And especially in the US, the National Association of Colleges and Employers shared the results of this particular poll. As you can see here, the top ability is to work in a team. And also there is like communicative skills, verbal and written. And we can obviously conclude that English communicative skills are very important, especially in your international journey. So we need to sort of like understand that it is very important to develop those skills to be ready for an international career, actually. And again, another sort of like research conducted in Germany in 2019 really, identified how language barriers can affect multinational corporations. I mean, creates behavioral challenges. People are not able to build power alliances or cannot even develop the trust actually with their managers. There are also emotional challenges, affecting their job performance. So, when you really sort of like look for English language courses or a test, you need to look at it from a wider perspective, actually, how this is actually, getting me ready for the international world. And LanguageCert in particular is obviously career ready with LanguageCert and PeopleCert. I mean, is, really assessing the language abilities in real world situations and scenarios to better prepare for the world ahead. So it is the exam that is really, has communicative skills in particular in their design. And also PeopleCert brings relevant work-based qualifications to hundreds and thousands of young professionals around the world every year. So I can provide you more details with this particular portfolio that we have, the PeopleCert portfolio. For IT, information technology, service management, and digital transformation, we have the global standard ITIL qualification that is really needed for any IT professional to have a sustainable career and to provide their sort of like service management skills. Prince 2 is the standard for project, program, and portfolio management. These are qualifications initially developed in the UK and funded by Axelos, but it was then taken over by PeopleCert. And also for software development, we have the DevOps Institute qualification that are really needed to certify the skills for IT companies. For LanguageCert, which I will share with you in a bit, and we will also have more insights from Monica about the academic aspects. But LanguageCert is obviously the certification needed to prove your language abilities to those multinational companies, right? So, you can be ready from a language perspective with a LanguageCert certificate. And also for vocational qualifications, such as, these are also becoming very key in nowadays because they are more immune to the AI development, actually. The vocational qualifications and apprenticeship in the UK are provided by City and Guilds, mainly by City and Guilds, which is now part of the PeopleCert portfolio as of last year, actually. So we have a full solution and a full portfolio here for any kind of a profile or any kind of like a learner, professional worldwide that is looking to be ready for the challenges ahead in their career. So I would like to first provide more details about how LanguageCert can help you with your academic studies. And the tests in our portfolio is the LanguageCert academic exam, actually. And it is, a secure, reliable English language test for higher education. It is recognized by more than 3,500 universities, and in main countries, UK, Australia, and many European countries. It has an academic focus, and it has a global recognition. And the availability and the flexibility of its delivery is key. It provides a great convenience for our candidates worldwide, together with the easy online booking and the quick results. And we have a wide range of preparation resources to support our candidates, actually. So it is really an English language test that doesn't leave you alone. You can access actually free online resources through our website, but also you also have the convenience of easy booking and also quick results, actually. It is a multi-level exam, and the duration is 2 hours and 34 minutes. The multi-level exam, again, you also need to familiarize yourself with the Common European Framework, the CFR levels. Every language exam or every language skill is following that particular framework. And it assesses, the levels from B1 all the way to C2, actually, C2, including C2. And basically, it is approved for UK visa and immigration applications. The Department of Justice in Ireland is also recognized, approved the exam for study visas. And also in Australia, the Department of Home Affairs has approved the LanguageCert academic exam for their visa applications. And also in New Zealand, the Qualifications Authority has accepted it for admissions to all their international programs. So this is in a nutshell, really, the language cert exam that is needed for your academic purposes. But LanguageCert also has exams for migration, especially for the UK, specific exams for immigration into the UK. Again, this is for professionals who already, let's say, finished their university and might be working in a company, or we could have also candidates who are thinking of actually joining their family in the UK. So Language Cert is approved as a CELTA exam. A CELTA exam means that it fulfills the requirements of the UK Visas and Immigration Authority in the UK. And we are approved there since 2019, actually. And we are the test that can be taken in many test centers around the world. In Turkey, in particular, we have a very good coverage. Including basically, exams in Istanbul, Ankara, and many places. And again, our competitive advantage here is that we provide very fast results, especially for the exams that are needed for living in the UK, actually, for family spouse visas. So, this is sort of like a list of the different visa application types that are relevant for living in the UK, actually. So if somebody gets married and they want to join their spouse in the UK, they would have to apply for a spouse visa, but also need to prove their English level, which should be A1. And it is actually only listening and speaking skills are needed actually to be tested. And only these two skills need to be tested. An extension is the A2 level, and then for permanent residency and settlement purposes for that particular visa application type, it is, and also for British citizenship, it is the B1 level, and these are all two skills. These tests assessed only two skills, and the exam that is needed for that is the Language Cert ESOL CELTA exam, and the level just changes. So Language Cert ESOL CELT A1, and then it changes to Language Cert ESOL CELT B1 is the one that is needed for residency and British citizenship, actually. This exam is probably the best exam that you can find for this particular purpose. We really make that claim because it is providing great value and great convenience to our candidates. It is a friendly one-to-one online interview via a computer where there are mainly 4 sections. In part 1, the candidate gives some personal information, and candidate communicates for his 2 everyday situations, and then exchanges information and opinion. And then they also need to listen actually to a monologue and then answer questions about that. So it is actually very straightforward, and there is also the great advantage of receiving the preliminary results immediately, actually, which is amazing. So in this case, you know immediately whether you passed or failed, and then can rebook without any more delay, and you don't have to miss your visa application deadline, actually, which is also very important for such candidates. The official result is in 3 working days, but as I said, you will know really very fast whether you passed or failed with the immediate results. For working in the UK, again, these are 4 skills exams, actually, and the exam for this particular visa application type is the Language Cert General CELT exam. And these 2 visa application types are the most sort of like common ones that we've come across so far. The skilled worker visa and the health and care worker visas are very popular. The Language Cert General exam assesses speaking, reading, listening, and writing, actually. It lasts for about 2.5 hours. It has a written component and a spoken component. These components can be taken separately, and as long as they are taken within 14 days of each other, those results can actually be used for visa application purposes. The listening part has 4 parts. It takes approximately 35 minutes. Again, the reading has also consists of 4 parts: multiple choice, gap filling, and multiple matching. These the content of those exams. If you need more information, we can provide these to you more, and you can also find the preparation resources about this in our website. The spoken part only consists of 12 minutes, and it has 4 parts: question, role play, and read aloud and presentation, actually. You might also actually make a very radical decision to migrate from Turkey all the way to Australia, which is quite common because Australia is also provides also great opportunities actually for professionals and also students as well. And for this purpose, again, LanguageCert Academic is approved for Australian visa applications, and the test design of LanguageCert Academic for this particular purpose is totally the same. So, but what is important here is to know which level of the Australian immigration system is needed for which and which score at LanguageCert Academic is really corresponding to that particular level. So graduates applying for a 485 temporary graduate visa can take our exam. Students applying for a student visa is the 500, with the code 500, can take our exams, and also individuals applying for skilled migration or employers actually sponsoring for visa applications. It is used for any kind of immigration purpose actually for Australia. And this is exactly what I wanted to share with you. It is important to know which score at LanguageCert Academic in particular corresponds to the Australian Department of Home Affairs English proficiency level. We will be sharing our slides with you. And this is also available in our website. But as you can see, Australia has these levels: functional, vocational, competent, and all the way to superior. And these particular scores are needed at LanguageCert to meet those particular levels, to reach that particular level. And so this is what I wanted to share with you. I hope you found this useful and informative for your career plans and your study plans, actually, especially in Turkey. And with that, I just would like to hand over to our guest speaker, I would say, Mr. Cengizhan Aktan from Ataturk University, who will share with us how he used LanguageCert and PeopleCert at his university.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all, and good morning and good afternoon, everyone. It's great pleasure and honor to be with you today. My name is Cengizhan Aktan, as Ozim mentioned, and I serve as the coordinator of international exams, language exams at Atatürk University. Before we begin, I would like to briefly introduce my institution. Atatürk University, located in Erzurum, Turkey, is one of the well-established higher education institution, in the country. Founded in 1957, it has played an important role in education, research, and regional development, especially in Eastern Anatolia. The university carries the name of educational vision of Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, as you all know, continues to contribute to science, culture, and international academic cooperation. This is what our university is. And what about our test center? The next would be, as the International Language Examinations Coordination Office, we aim to support students, academics, and professionals in their language assessment process, and to contribute to internationalization through reliable and well-organized examinations such as LanguageCert and others. And by the way, we also, as an exam center and training center for PeopleCert, ITIL, and the prints. We would like to give this information to you with this one. And what else about our university is that, Nico? Yes, the next slide would please. And then we have, as you see here, modern exam halls and strong institutional instructions for them. We try to do everything to make our candidates feel relaxed and feel themselves at home, because we know that as an academician, as a teacher, the place, the halls, taking an exam is always boring and a bit frightening, I can say it in truth. So we try to make a very comfortable exam halls to make our candidates forget about stress and feel relaxed and take the exam and get their desired results from these exams. Yes, you will see some photos in our exams hall. Yes. And then, what else? How we do this is this. As Atatürk University, we certainly give service to Atatürk University students mainly. I can say that we have more than 80,000 students at our university. And also, we also students from other universities in the region. As I mentioned before, Atatürk University is located in the east part of Turkey, and it is very close to nearby cities. And we also support or give service to students from other universities. But as you know that we not only give service to university students as well as high school students who wish to continue their university education abroad, we try to give them service and help them. And also what the academicians and the professionals, the academicians who want to take part in international seminars, international organizations, international projects, and something with our PeopleCert site, we try to help our professionals also. And then, as the location, as I mentioned, the next slide, Ozzy, you will see where Atatürk University and Erzurum is located. Thanks to geographical advantage, the exam center also provides service for international candidates coming from nearby countries. As you know that Erzurum is located in a strategically important city in eastern Turkey. Atatürk is also close to countries such as we can see. So we have candidates from these nearby countries also. Yes. And so if you think about for Atatürk University, how we integrated LanguageCert exams to our institution. Yes. So LanguageCert exam result can be used at our university for different purposes, different reasons. The first one is the English preparatory exams exceptions. So we have prep classes in our university, and the candidates who take desired grades from LanguageCert, because the grade differs from faculty and department. We have medicine faculty, they need a higher grade. We have faculty of letters, they need something. We use LanguageCert for prep programs. And also, as you know, that one of the important and most popular things nowadays is Erasmus student mobility procedures, mobility exchange programs. So, and also LanguageCert exam results at our university are accepted for Erasmus student mobility procedures also. And in addition, for these things, students who attend English courses, you know that at our university with continuous education department, we also run different language courses, general language courses for to specific exams and something. And so students who attend English courses are offered by Atatürk University Continuous Education Center can take LanguageCert exam at the end of their training. So they got an international certificate about their language level, and they can use this applying to any job or to apply to any school or university what they need. So allowing them to clarify their language education with an international recognized qualifications. As you are all know and familiar nowadays, yes, Students go to university, they graduate, they get their diploma, but certainly they need something more. They need some qualifications. They need some certificates. The language certification is one of the most important one. Here at our university, students can take these exams and language cert exams mainly, and they can get an internationally recognized qualification about their language proficiency level. And also, as you have mentioned before, you can take the PRINCE or IELTS exam here, and if they can manage, they can get these certifications here with PRINCE and IELTS, and it will certainly help them to get a better job when they apply for this one. And the last one, the last and the least, we can say that through experienced team with the perfect designed halls, we have friendly and experienced team at our exam center. As you see, we have modern facilities here and accessible exam service to everyone. And for example, the candidates who would like to come to Atatürk University from other countries, other nationals, we have university guest house. We have mainly 3 university guest houses. The candidates who move to Erzurum to take these exams can easily benefit from our guest houses and university facilities here. This is also an advantage for the candidates who have to take an exam away from their country or away from their houses also. Yes. And then how can the candidates or people reach us? We will see it in the last slide about me. This is what I'm going to say about this, Ozzy. The last one is, yes, this is the Turkish name of our university, Uluslararası Dil Sınavları Koordinatörlüğü. We have the website, email address, and phone numbers. We are here. And also I can say that we not only deliver exams here, the students who would like to get more information about language cert exams, how can they use them, the exam questions, the type, they can easily visit us or email us, and we would be happy to guide them, help them to learn more about mainly language cert and people's language cert, IELTS, and PRINCE, all other language cert and people cert products. Again, I would like to thank all participants, speakers, and organizers for joining us today. And we will be here and try to ask or answer your questions if you have. Thank you, Ozzy. So I will leave the floor to Monica. Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. So so without any delay, I'll hand over to Monica. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and welcome on my end, and good afternoon. My name is Monica Carajaliu, and I'm the Head of Education Partnerships at LanguageCert, which means that I work with the recognitions team, working very closely with higher education institutions in Europe, Middle East, and Africa to create more opportunities for student mobility, for academic purposes, and to allow you to have a safe path towards the admission process of the university of your choice. So as we are going towards the end of our part and our sessions, I would like to remind you that you can communicate your questions on the Q&A box. So if you want to ask a question for any part or for any aspect that you have heard throughout this presentation, you can write your question on the Q&A box. And once we complete this presentation, we will be able to answer to all your questions or even communicate with you after the end of this webinar. So let's delve into the details of this test. The protagonist of my presentation is LanguageCert Academic. You can use this QR code and the QR codes later in the presentation in order to connect to our website and have more details on all the aspects related to LanguageCert Academic. And if we move on, I will be able to share the details of this test that will open the admission door to the university that you prefer for undergraduate and postgraduate studies. So let's have a quick overview of the main characteristics of LanguageCert Academic. LanguageCert Academic has been designed specifically for academic purposes, so all the components of the tests, the subjects, are related to academic life. So they prepare you for the level of English required in an academic environment. As in all the certifications and the entire LanguageCert portfolio, the test is available both online and on-site worldwide, and you can take it either in a test center or from a computer at a specific space at your home or at your office with certain requirements. Some countries have specific requirements and accept one version or the other or both. As my colleague Ozzy mentioned earlier, LanguageCert Academic is a multi-level test, and based on the score that you achieve, you are awarded a specific level of English according to the Common European Framework, the CEFR scale, from B1 to C2. So LanguageCert Academic only awards scores from B1 and above. The total duration of the test, and we are going to break it down in a minute, is 2 hours and 34 minutes, and you will take your results, you will receive your results in 5 working days. The test includes a written component that contains listening, reading, and writing, and a separate spoken component, which is the speaking test. You can take both of them on the same day or within 14 days of each other, and the results will be valid and can be used for your admission process at a higher education institution. So if we move on to the next slide, you will see exactly the division per part and what to expect in each of the 4 parts that are tested with LanguageCert Academic. So as we said, we have the written part that will start with the listening portion. The listening includes 4 parts and 30 questions that test a variety of skills, from multiple choice questions to note-taking and to choosing or writing the correct answer. All the parts will be played twice. The second part, after following listening, will be reading, again with 4 parts and 30 questions, testing your reading abilities, reading comprehension, with activities and exercises that include multiple choice, again, gap filling and matching. Finally, the last part of the written portion of the test is writing, where you will be required to complete 2 more extensive written tasks, approximately around 200 to 250 words, in the idea of producing a report or a discursive written text presenting arguments to support one point of the question. The writing part the duration is 50 minutes. So we have 40 minutes of listening, 50 minutes in the reading part, and 50 minutes on the writing parts, all conducted on the same day, one after the other. The second part will be the speaking part. Again, 4 parts, 4 smaller parts included. This could be taken on the same day as the written part, or as we explained, with 14 days of difference. The speaking part, the importance and the difference that LanguageCert offers to its candidates is that it is a one-to-one live interview with an interlocutor discussing with you in live time, and not through an artificial chat box producing questions. So this can help candidates feel more relaxed, ask some questions if they have anything that is not clear, and generally produce a more human experience. So if we move on to the next slide, you will see in detail and in comparison in the table the levels of LanguageCert Academic from B1 to C2. So on the first column, you are going to see the names for LanguageCert. So if you have a B1, it's the achiever level, B2, the communicator level, C1, you are an expert, and C2 is the master level of proficiency in English. On the next column, you will see the scores that you need to acquire in order to be categorized in the categories that we said from B1 to C2, and this aligns with the Common European Framework of Languages from B1 to C2 level. And if we are talking about England and Northern Ireland and Wales, these are the levels that are aligned with the regulated qualification framework and credit and qualifications framework in Wales. Depending on the university, depending on if you are planning to attend a bachelor's or a master's program, the admissions office will require a specific level. So most probably for an undergraduate degree, you will be required to present a certificate with a B1 or a B2 level. And again, this depends on the country and the university. And for the master's level, most probably a C1 level will be required. And on the next slide, again, we have this table with the scores that you can achieve and the alignment with the CFR level and the global scale. The results, what is very important for LanguageCert is that the results are shared very quickly within 5 working days, and you, during your registration and during taking the test, after the end of the test, you will be able to share the results with your chosen institutions for free through your LanguageCert account. So you can send your certifications directly to the admissions office of the related and respected university. And let's continue with more details on where you can find information and details, no matter if you are a learner or a teacher. So in the next slide, you will see a snapshot, let's say, of our website. If you clicked on the QR code, you will have the LanguageCert official website, or if simply you Google LanguageCert, you will be redirected to our official site. And depending on the category you belong to, so test taker, partner, institution, or teacher, you can click and you can see all the available resources placed and planned for the best possible preparation and success. So as a test taker, you can find all the available certifications depending on the purpose you would like the certification. You can find all the institutions that recognize LanguageCert, and you, of course, when you choose the relevant certificate, so let's say LanguageCert Academic, you can find booking opportunities. So to book your exam, you can find preparation material, practice tests, recommended book lists, and of course, news and events such as webinars that we plan for the near future. And if we can proceed to the next slide. Again, we have a more detailed list of the support that LanguageCert will offer to you through the website. And as we mentioned, you will be able to find extensive handbooks to understand how your skills are going to be evaluated. You can download official practice tests and check your level before actually taking the test. You can use smart and quick online practice tests where you can get your scores immediately. You can find links to even buy preparation books, and of course you will have access to our webinars. And I believe that in the next slide you will be able, again, this is a second QR code. I will allow like 10 seconds for you to connect to that QR code. This is the easiest and most effective way to learn everything regarding LanguageCert in terms of exams, updates, news, and of course, webinars and anything related to candidate and teacher preparation. And as we are moving on to our last part, I'm going to address the universities that are with us today, because we've seen what LanguageCert has to offer to the potential candidates in terms of professional and academic readiness. And let's see a few of the benefits on the next slide for our universities and why 3,500 universities globally accept LanguageCert Academic for admission purposes. Universities are able to know the level of the candidate in all 4 skills. So you know that the candidate will have the required level to study at your university in all skills, including writing, speaking, reading, and listening. As part of a very advanced high-tech organization, including professional certification for IT management and project management and security measures, we have established an extremely secure system to avoid fraud and fraudulent results, including many stages in the onboarding process to verify that the candidate that will provide the certificate later is the actual person taking the exams. And of course, along with our online proctoring center and human observation of the exams, we have an extensive portfolio of technology measures that will help us identify and block any attempt for fraudulent results. Speed and flexibility is important for candidates, but universities as well. So candidates can book their exams 24/7, 365 globally, and take the test very quickly. And as the results are available in 5 working days, within the span of 1 week, you may take your exams and send your results to the respective institution. Another very important aspects that the admission offices really appreciate is the one-to-one speaking live test with a live interlocutor, with academic conversations, academic subjects that mirror real life dynamics and imitate the academic environment and the skills needed to complete your studies successfully. It is a very friendly environment with human interactions, and through our research and partnerships with language and research centers, the test scores have been issued through concordance studies, and they are reliable, fair, and accurate, and you can be certain that your candidates will actually have the level of English that is written on their certificate. And of course, LanguageCert, in collaboration with higher education institutions, we offer opportunities to students for discounts and funded scholarship programs. And in the next slide, we have a demo of how a result, a test score would look like. So this is important both for learners, candidates, and the universities. So the results will have scores for all parts. So each candidate will receive a grade to 100 for listening, speaking, writing, and reading, and the overall score that will be reflected in the CEFR scale measure as well, reflected as B1, B2, C1, C2. What is very important is that the certificate, the test score report includes a photograph of the candidate taken on the day of the exam, and on the second page, for the speaking and writing parts, we have a personalized feedback, so the universities and the admission offices can have more details on the actual performance of each candidate. And we needed to speed up things and have accuracy and control over the results. So the results, as we said, can be shared directly with the admissions office of each university, and each admission office can receive instant results through the score verification system and through a personalized platform accessed only by designated members of the university. So as you can see, LanguageCert offers a holistic approach to career readiness to help you change your life for family or for academic reasons, based on our main mission and based on our main core values of passion, integrity, clarity, and we will always help you achieve the best possible result for your professional and academic journey. So as we have reached the end of our presentation, I would like to thank all the presenters, my colleagues, and our esteemed guest speaker, Mr. Cengiz Khan Aktag. And we would like to check if there are any questions that we can help you with or we can reply. Let me check.
We haven't actually received any questions in the question and answer box. So it's just a question of if there's something that someone would like to raise now directly.
Oz, although we don't have any questions, but while waiting the questions, if they have, I have write something on the chat box. I think that most of the candidates would be learn or to get an idea about the pathway, how they can register for the exam, and think that I'm a student, I'm a candidate in Turkey, and I would like to take the test, one of these tests, and the registration pathway and registration should vary. Registration pathway process to register for this exam. If you would give a short, brief information about it, I think that it would be helpful for the candidates.
Thank you very much, Cengiz-Han Hocam. Yes, the registration for LanguageCert academic exams, there are two booking sites actually. One is for the CELTA exams. The CELTA exams are needed for UK visa applications. So I will share the links basically after the webinar. There is a particular URL that they need to go into. They can easily access this in our website actually. They just need to go to languagecert.org, and then if they click on CELTA, it will direct them to our booking site, and they just create their account, and then they can select actually the country, the city, and then also it will show available test centers and the available sort of like dates and times for them to book their exam. Once they fill out all the information, they have a choice of either paying with their credit card, or they can actually use a particular voucher that was actually provided to them through one of our partners. Actually, we have a global network of partners. Or there is actually a third option if they could have like a discount code as well. To summarize, they finish the registration, and then they will receive all the information, the guidelines on what to do on the day, and they will have to go to the test center to take the exam. For UK visa applications, they have to take the exam at a UKVI sort of like approved test center. But if they're actually applying to a university that accepts LanguageCert online exams, they could actually also take the test at home as well. So the booking process is a little bit different for the LanguageCert online exams. If they are specifically looking for LanguageCert academic for Australia, just for Australia, or for a university that just accepts LanguageCert academic exams, no CELTA basically, there is again a separate booking site that I will share after our call, after our webinar. And the process is pretty much identical, where they just select the date and the country, and then it lists the test centers and so on. And Ataturk University is obviously listed as one of our test centers, basically.
Okay, so maybe Monica might answer this question. Maybe she has also mentioned about this, that I think that it would be better to stress or underline it again. How valid is the result? How valid is the test results? Yes.
The validity of the result can be underlined through a variety of aspects. So the main point would be the global acceptance and the global recognition, and especially the recognition from countries such as the UK and the UK Home Office as one of the 4 accepted qualifications, the recent acceptance from the Australian government and several other European governments. Also, LanguageCert is an OFQUAL accredited company, which means that, and certification, which means that we have to abide by the official regulations for certifications in the UK, and we need to pass successfully rigorous audit processes annually and abide by certain rules that are available for English language testing providers. And of course, we mentioned it in one of our first slides when my colleague Liam mentioned our awards and our acceptances in several language testing organizations globally, and of course all the concordance studies and research that we produce annually through the collaboration with UK higher education institutions, Canada, and many other options. And all of our research is available on our website, and anyone can read and check that at any moment.
And all these institutions accept this. It's good. I know. I also know most of them. But another, how long?
I'm sorry?
Well, exam result. I took the test today. I got my exam result and a certificate. How long? 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? This exam result will be valid.
So officially, there is the certification doesn't expire on our end. However, some universities, and this is on the candidate to check the specific information on the respective university website, will only accept certificates taken within the last 2 or maybe 3 years. But this is upon the discretion of the university. As a certificate, it doesn't expire.
Okay. Another question, if you don't have any from the Quebec, you know that I am looking at as an academician, test center administrator, and a candidate participant. So how many times I took the test, I couldn't get my desired results. And how can I think that how many times in a year, in a month, in a day or something, I can take these tests?
If I don't succeed in the required, let's say, score, because there is no pass or fail. So it's
yes.
to take the required result. You can take the test up to 3 times, but then you need to break for 90 days in order to retake the test.
Yeah. So 3 times, and then if I need to take it again, if I couldn't get the desired record, I have to wait
for 90 days, 3 months.
90 days, yes, 3 months, and then I can register to take the test again. Yes. You don't have any questions on the question bar, or what else? What else? These are the most important questions that candidate might want to ask and learn. Very valid, you explained it. How long and how many times can I take the test again? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Cengiz Hocam. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Also, we actually have a survey that you can fill out, whether, just to sort of like share your profile, whether you found the webinar sort of like useful. We would really appreciate if you could sort of like fill this out for us so that we receive your feedback as well. And we have not received any questions from you, but we are lucky to have Cengiz Hoca here based on his
questions.
Based on his experience. Based on his experience, he is really the voice of the candidates and the universities here that really need to know. They need to know these anyway. So thank you very much for your time today, and we will be sharing the slides with the people who participated our webinar, and I will also share the link for candidates to book their exams. Once again, I hope you found this session, this webinar useful for your students, your learners who are planning their future, through, and how we can actually impact their sort of like international careers going forward.
Also, but what about the recording? I think that we have recorded the webinar.
Yes,
would it be possible to, if you can share it with me after the recording? You know that our university has its own YouTube channel or something. Our language center also have. If possible, I would like to share it there. And for the candidates, for the people who missed the seminar, would be able to log into our webpage and hop into our social media account, to the YouTube account, and can watch the webinar again, if it's possible for your side.
Yeah, I will definitely check this with our marketing team. So and it will be sort of like taken care of. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you very much again. And
okay. Thanks very much for everyone for taking part, and thanks obviously for the panel. And güle güle.
Thank you.
Teşekkürler. Tekrar görüşmek üzere. Görüşmek üzere. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks a lot.
Bye. Thanks, sir.